Hi everyone, I'm Jason Allard. I'm a filmmaker, documentarian, and urban explorer. Lately I've been working on a web series that I call Abandoned from Above. It's where I take my drone and I fly it over interesting, historic, abandoned locations throughout New England, sometimes beyond, and tell their stories. So what I wanted to do is give you a little bit behind the scenes, what goes into finding these places, filming the places, and editing the final videos that I end up uploading. I have a lot of fun making these videos, so if you want to see how they're made, you're in the right place. If you just want to watch the final videos, you can just skip right by this video and go check out the entire series on my channel right now. Let's just go, let's just jump, let's get into it. The first part of the video, the most important part, is actually finding an abandoned location that can be used. I've been urban exploring for about 6 years now, so I kind of have a running list, places in the back of my mind that I'd like to visit. Most of the places I've found by going on different urban exploration forums, just seeing images posted online, and then a lot of times it's just driving by a location and thinking I should probably check that out when I get home, do some research and see if it's worth going to. They can't just be any random abandoned place. There has to be some history to it, some nostalgia tied to it, because I know that there are more stories to tell and I want people to connect with the videos. But to be able to do that is part of the process. Tracking down and finding these abandoned locations is half the fun, and then the real fun shows up when I actually get there, scout it, and start filming. So let's... For these videos I use a DJI Spark drone. The Spark is nice because it's very small, it's easy to set up, and it still has extremely high video quality. It's easy to maneuver around. So you can see it's pretty tiny. When I get to the location, I always bring someone with me so that I can have some backup, so that they can keep an eye on the drone, and so that they make sure I don't walk into anything or fall into anything while I'm filming. It's very important. So I try to find a good spot to launch from where I have a good vantage point, and I make sure that I am not on camera. That's one of the biggest things. I don't want to be in any of my own videos. I want it to be abandoned and empty so that the feeling that I get when I'm there is conveyed through the video. I always try to get 3 to 5 takes per shot. A lot of these places are an hour plus away. I don't want to have to drive back to get one shot just because there was a small little jitter. It's better to have way too much footage than not enough. I have a list of shots in my head that I know would look really good. It's kind of standard shots at this point whenever I go out and fly. When I'm flying up in the air, going backwards, panning down, a lot of times that's what I end the video on because it gives that pulled back perspective. It really shows the scope of these places. Another one I like to do is it's kind of like a 180 tracking shot. Sometimes I'll just get the one that's going straight up and panning down. They're very standard shots. I know the ones that I have to get while I'm filming, but in the end, you know, it makes it a lot easier when I have to do post-production and do all the editing on the videos if I have plenty of clips to choose from. Final step of this process is post-production. For editing, I use my Mac. I use Final Cut Pro 10. I usually film these videos in 30 frames per second and then compress it down to 24 frames, and that's how you get those really smooth shots, because it kind of does the frame blending, so it converts 30 to 24, so you can imagine, you know, a little bit more buffer area to get those smooth shots. I also like to color correct and bring down the saturation so it kind of has a little bit of a washed out look, a little bit more of a film look, and I think that looks really clean. I then add the little fun facts on the bottom after doing all my research. Whenever I'm editing a video, there's always this one part of the video where I didn't like how something came out. Maybe I didn't catch it while I was filming, but one example that instantly comes to mind is when I was filming the abandoned Windswept estate. For one of the opening shots, I was flying the drone over the beach and it was panning up to look at the old estate, and there was a guy walking across the screen going from the upper right to the bottom left side of the screen, and I didn't see him while I was filming, but while I was editing I noticed him walking across and it was just bugging me, and it was the best take I had as far as like the camera movement went. So what I did was I had to go into custom masks, make a mask around the guy and track him across the video and then key him out. It took about an hour to key him out, but I just replaced him with sand and seaweed. So when you're watching the video, you wouldn't notice it right off the bat, but it's something that I noticed, and I think it looks a lot better with him not in the video. Thank you guys for watching. I had a lot of fun making this video in addition to the entire series. I left a few things out, so if you have any specific questions on things, you can send me a message through YouTube, through my website, Uncomsense Media, or just send me an email. The rest of the videos in the series, click this link right here. Thanks again, guys. See you later.